Hey VC, Jeff here. So just wanted to show some of the most recent new stuff that has come in. So these are like pre-orders, and it seems like a couple of these things came in all within the past day or two, and kind of hit me with a lot of new stuff to listen to. So I'm sure some of these, I'm sure some of the people that watch out there probably already have gotten their copy of this too. I know I've seen some people showing it on Instagram, and they got it a day or so earlier than me. But this is KK's Priest. So any Judas Priest fan, I'm sure, is probably going to want to jump on this. This is KK Downing from Judas Priest, and I don't know what the deal is. I don't know enough about the band drama to understand why he left. I was under the impression he retired, but I guess there was some kind of division because he's back now with a band that sounds very much like Judas Priest. He's even got Ripper Owens on vocals, who used to sing for Priest for a couple albums, but yeah, it is a blistering Priest-like album. I mean, if you like Judas Priest, if you like that kind of metal in general, this is going to be right up there. So it's really nice. It also came with the CD. Now there's various versions of this. I went with the regular black. I know that some people have bought some of the other variants, but I went ahead with the solid black. I pre-ordered this many months ago when I first heard about it, and it did finally just come in. So yeah, if you're into it, check it out. This is a really, really, really good album. I'm enjoying it very much so. All right, Banshee the Madness. Now, I also got this combo pack with the CD. Now, Banshee is a band that dates back into the 80s. He put out a couple albums in the 80s, disappeared, came back, put an album out in the 90s, disappeared, came back in the early 2012, put out an album, disappeared. This is their 2019 album. So what is this, their fourth, fifth album? Somewhere around there. Anyway, but it sounds great. I have been listening to it since it came out in 2019, but now I actually physically own it rather than just have the digital. What was it, 2012's Mind Slave? That album just blistering hot, and then, so that I love it. I love it. This is the first time on vinyl that this has been reissued, and so, like I said, the CD itself is a 2019 release, and so I went ahead and bought it as a package deal accompanying the album. So very, just again, if you're into like Judas Priesty type, just metal, just American US kind of power, but not really power metal, just gritty metal. This is great stuff. This is just typical black. This is one of the ones that is on No Life Till Metal. So Scott Waters, who also had to do with the previous album, so it is very well done, very well packaged. Everything looks and sounds amazing. Really glad to have this. And yeah, so now I'm looking to get the older ones on vinyl at some point, but those are a little more to track down. Now, at the same time I got that, the same Scott's package came from No Life Till Metal. I had also picked up from Rocks Records, which the shipping comes out of both. This is limited run edition of Leviticus's 1983. So in 1983, if I'm not mistaken, I thought it said on here. Anyway, this is part of the Rocks 100 series, only 100 made. So Leviticus is a Swedish metal band, and so they released a couple releases, EP and an album and some other tracks in their native tongue. And then when they did eventually get more distribution, got signed to America, they put out the same album with English lyrics. Now, not 100% sure if it's it's the same exact album, same songs, same everything. Not sure if it's the same recording. Some say no, some say maybe. But this is basically all the songs from this album, but in their native tongue, in Swedish. So why would you want to buy an album in Swedish, my wife would ask. Well, because it's Leviticus, and I want to have the album in Swedish. I've had the digital version of this for a long time, and so, I want to get it. They also remastered it on CD. Again, a combo pack. Had to have it. Now, the entire Leviticus catalog, which is 4 more albums, including this one, the original, the English version, have been slated for. They are reissued on CD and vinyl, and they're coming in a couple months. So you got to have this one, and then you got them. Well, you don't got them all because there is an EP that I want to get my hands on. I think there's an EP, maybe more than one. I don't know. Anyway, but this album, yeah, came out. Great stuff. I kind of dig this cover. You know, kind of dig this original cover a bit more than the American version. I don't know. That's a cool cover, but this looks so much. I don't know, just much more gritty. It is on just regular black. I think I might have showed that. It's got a lyric sheet, pictures of the band. I'm a huge fan of Leviticus. Been a big fan since I bought this in an indie section in 1985. But ever since I got this in 1985, I've been a huge fan. So anyway, yeah, just check this out. If you're into this, there's only 100 copies. You want to grab it quick. I'm not exactly sure how many CDs there were, but the vinyl release is 100 copies. Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. All right, up next was just some CDs. These came in. So Bride, another one of those Christian metal bands, been around for a long time. They just announced the vinyl reissues of their first 2 albums. We already saw their 3rd album and the 4th album and the 5th album, but their first 2 albums just got announced last week. Was it last weekend? I think that the vinyl reissues and CDs and all of that are coming out. These were released by the band, though. This is the first ever Bride Christmas album, self-released from the band. Yeah, and it's just a digipack with that in there. And then this is a Bride Bluegrass Gospel. Bride, if you're not familiar, I mean, if you're not as familiar with them, they're from Kentucky. So it talks about how they were brought up in traditional gospel hymns of the church, and so they got together, Dale and Troy, and I believe their father, Philip Thompson, vocal and banjo. Just some classic hymn type music. Basically sounds like 3 guys sitting around, just kind of jamming. Not super overproduced or anything, just, really cool. I like it. It's really good. Okay, and then the only other new one that came in that's brand new is the Circle of Dust. Now, Circle of Dust, this is the 25th anniversary edition. This is the first Circle of Dust album. But what they've done is they went back in and remixed it and tweaked it. It's a totally different sound. 25th anniversary edition. It's basically restored new life into these songs. I love this album, love these songs. And I've had some of these digitally. They've been releasing them over the past few months, and then they finally put it out on CD, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Now I have this version. I have this album in multiple different versions. I have the vinyl edition that came out a couple years ago. But basically, before this, 25 years ago, this is what it looked like. It was released as this. The songs are a little different than they are on the 25th, but this is the original Rex Records release, and this is the album that I fell in love with. Then a couple of years later, after they released a second album, they redid their first album. Same cover, you can see it's same cover, just slightly different packaging, slightly different on the back, and the songs are different. So it's got a lot of the same songs, but then it's got a couple songs on here that were not on the original. So it was remastered, a little slightly remixed, and some new stuff added here. Then a handful of years ago, when they reissued all of the Circle of Dust and Brainstorm, Circle of Dust, all the different stuff from those days on deluxe CDs, it's got all the songs from the second reissue, plus some of the songs from the first, and a lot of demo tracks and things along that line. The ultimate remaster. Now they've taken the same songs and remixed them and made them sound all different. It's the same songs from the second edition that was reissued. So they've cleaned them all up. They sound a little different, and so yeah, I had to get that. The let's see, it's also in the digipack, and the CD's actually in the player being played. Yes, while I was at it buying stuff from the Circle of Dust site, I went ahead and picked up a couple other things they had on. I think they were on sale. This is Cell Dweller remixed. This is the Up on a Black Star. and I believe this is one of the ones I have on vinyl, but this is a remix. They're notorious for that. They release the tracks for their songs to the market of people out there that do this kind of stuff, that then take those songs and reimagine them. And so this is basically just, there's a lot of this going around where their songs get remixed and tweaked and changed. And so they released them on CD for the Cell Dweller. And then same thing here, I went ahead and picked this up. This has been out for a couple years. The last Circle of Dust album, again remixed by a bunch of different people, and they called it Alt Machines. And it is I've had this digitally for a while, but I thought, I'm going to go ahead and buy the CD while I'm at it. So basically, I guess you can almost say all three of these are sort of remixed, but these are definitely remixes. This is reimagined, or remastered, remixed, changed up a little. Anyway, yeah, some new stuff. It's been a great couple days of pre-orders that all popped in on me. Just wanted to share. I'll be back. Thanks a lot for watching. Rock on and rock hard.